Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can I request everyone to be please seated, maybe come in the front? We're expecting more devotees, but please do come. So we'll start. Prabhuji will start with the kirtan. We'll have a silent aarti, and then we'll followed by the lecture. So it's going to be a 3-day session: Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. So today 7 to 9 p.m. Tomorrow again 7 to 9 p.m. and on Sunday 2 to 4 p.m. And also Prabhuji will give the Sunday class. So again, how many of you have met Harivamsa Prabhu? How many of you are meeting Harivamsa Prabhu for the first time? No? Okay, so only 1 or 2 members. So as you know that Harivamsa Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami. Prabhuji is academically, I don't even have to say, right? Many of you know, I think we have put it in the WhatsApp group. He's from IIT Mumbai, has done the doctorate in Stanford University, started the startups in Silicon Valley in education, and he's very good in AI, ML, whatever, the latest technology we are just hearing. Prabhuji has been there, done that. So, and in 2020, Prabhuji has decided to be a full-time devotee. He's originally from Vrindavan. Now he spent 7 months in year in Sridham Vrindavan, and then 2 months in Radha Gopinath Mandir, and 2.5 months here in America. So we are so fortunate Prabhuji is here with us. So let's welcome His Grace Harivamsa Prabhu with loud Haribol. Thank you. So who is playing Mridanga? So please come a little bit front. And you're playing, and who is playing Kartal? Shubhi? Why don't you come in the front, please? I know you're not a backbencher. I don't know why you go in the back, so please. She's not a backbencher? No, she's always in the front.
I'm good, thank you. Test went okay, everything?
Yeah. It was a little delayed, but sorry, I came late.
No, I'm still grateful you came.
Weakness.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai. Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jan Vallabha Girivardhari Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braj Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira यामुनतीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा लिटिल मिट गुरु कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जयम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Hare Hare. Anarpita charim chirat karunayavatirna kalau samarpaitum unnato jvalarasam svabhakti shriyam. Harihi purata sundara dhyuti kadamba sandipitaha sada hridaya kandare spuratu vahasachi nandanaha. Hantaya madhirabala Haridas Varyo Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayostayoryat Paniya Suya Vasakandara Kandamulaihi Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. I'm very grateful to the leadership here for giving the opportunity to serve in front of wonderful deities. Srinath Ji, Gaur Nitai, that's how we call them, Gaur Nitai, and the Ram Darbar. And how can we forget that very wonderful Narsimhadev? Reminds us of the chubby Narsimhadev whom we talked about yesterday. In Atkamba, you remember near which Ganesh deity? Mota Ganesh. So I'm very grateful. Thank you all for coming as well. And we seek blessings of all our acharyas, especially Gaudiya acharyas who have put this samput of Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan, so that we have a very balanced and a very, you can say, a precise approach to knowing the actual tattva, the vastu, which is Sri Krishna Bhagwan. So with that we'll begin, and we'll begin right next to the ISKCON temple in Vrindavan. You know, Krishna Balram temple. And we are beginning on a very special day. This is the day of Sharad Purnima. Now, maybe in other places, they may or may not celebrate Sharad Purnima, but in Vrindavan it is celebrated with pomp and show. Every deity, pretty much, all across the town of Vrindavan, they are dressed in one particular color. Any guesses? The white color. Generally, the white color is of Somvar, Monday. Many places the deities are dressed on Monday like that. But on this particular day, whether it is Somvar or Shanivar, whether it's Monday or Saturday, the color will be white. And the ornaments also will be depicting that mood, because it is the night of the full moon. There is a concept also, why white? One of the favorite services of the associates of Radharani and Krishna is to have them meet. And that's our aspiration also, right? They are on the stage, we are off the stage. We are not on the stage. We want them to meet, isn't it? Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugal Kishore. Jugal, they meet. So one of the meeting is to bring Radharani to meet with Krishna on this night, right? So it is white night. How do you camouflage on white night? White dress. And all the ornaments must also be white, isn't it? So this particular thing in Sanskrit is called abhisar. Abhisar means making them meet. So the dress is white. And we also talked about yesterday, one of the favorite cuisines on this day is called tasmai. Now tasmai is a Sanskrit word which means to him, right? Tasmai Gurave Namaha. So why is the recipe called tasmai? Just like in Jagannath Puri, there is a recipe, the word itself indicates the kriya, what to do. What's the favorite recipe of Jagannath Puri? What does it mean? Khaja. The word itself means the kriya. Of course, His Holiness Radha Govindas Gosvāmī Maharaj said, the problem is with pizza. Because how can you drink pizza? But tasmai means unke liye. And this is how we serve. In Vrindavan, if you go on any specific occasion, they'll make this kheer. And say what? Tasmai prasad. Tasmai liya nahi. And this tasmai is put on the terraces to capture, we were talking about yesterday, the nectar which is freely available on this night from the moon. Now, the material scientists and the AI technologies may go there, but they may not capture this because this nectar is beyond the physical realm, isn't it? There is AI, artificial intelligence, there is EI, emotional intelligence, then there is SI, spiritual intelligence. We may come very close to near emotional intelligence. It's not even emotional intelligence because that object has not felt it, right? Tesla has not felt the pain of, the pain of drive, isn't it? So it can come near optimal emotional intelligence. Spiritual intelligence is way too far, isn't it? So this is a mystical nectar available. They say nectar is also available in Brahma Muhurta, isn't it? We capture this, of course, preventing it to be captured by the nectar of some other fauna of Vrindavan, like the monkeys, because you're keeping on the terraces, isn't it? So we go on this day at around 10 p.m. 10 p.m., 9 p.m. We are exiting out of the ISKCON Krishna Balram Mandir from the main gate, isn't it? And if you manage to get out, why I'm saying if you manage to get out, because you can be caught by the samosas and the burger on the counter. They have a counter just to stop you there. Or they have the famous mango chocolate burfi. Or mango cara burfi, I do not know. So if you manage to get past through it, take a left turn. And you go across the left turn and now some other paneer tikka shops are opened there by devotees. So if you manage to get past that, on your right hand side is Heritage Public School, Ban Maharaj Vidyalaya, now it's Heritage Public School. And on your left hand side is Radha Rani Palace. You manage to get past to it. On your left hand side you will see beautiful, I think, marble statues of the 6 Gosvāmīs, even Madhvacharya also. And we enter Vrindavan Shodha Samsthan. English we call it Vrindavan Research Institute. You may remember 2020 His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj posted on his Facebook, isn't it? He is embracing the manuscripts of Narottam Das Thakur. So this institute preserves. When we enter inside, on the immediate left hand side there is a museum of the artifacts of Vrindavan. What artifacts? Like the different Buddhist statues, because there was a time where Vrindavan was run by Buddhism. And then if you go straight, again on the left hand side you'll see a whole manuscript bhandar, but don't turn left side, turn right hand side. I'm giving you clue so that next time you go to Vrindavan on Sharad Purnima, you can follow it. And as you turn right, you come across a whole expansive field, open air theatre. Like the Greeks, we had the open air theatre. So Vrindavan also is this culture of open air theatre. There will be a whole podium. And so this is the podium. On that side, the director is sitting. He is called Sutradhar. And his purpose is to make sure that those 16 years or less than 16 years of boys, the boys are less than 16 years of age, Brahmana boys, they come on time. Radha and Krishna come on time on the stage. Lalita Sakhi comes on time. And there is a whole troupe of musicians. They are singing of the different pastimes. On this day, there is a special pastime. So you will see a tagda person like nicely built with much biceps and triceps, coming with 5 arrows. And he has nice mustache and he's dressed colorfully. Who is he? Let's see what are his arrows. So we have it up there. It's not there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. The document. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. That's your laptop today. On the top of your laptop. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Shloka number 1. Arvindam Ashokam cha, Arvindam Ashokam cha, Chutam cha Navamallika chu. Nilotpalam cha panchayate, Panchabanasya sayaka, Panchabanasya sayaka. Arvindam, the first flower in those 5 flower arrow is Arvind. Who is Arvind? What's Arvind? Lotus, that's correct. Ashok, that's also flower. Chutam is, Chuta praval barahas tabakot palabja. Venugit, it comes mango. Okay. Nava Mallika, what's Mallika? Jasmine, fresh jasmine. And Nilotpalam, Utpalam. Utpalam manje kai? Utpalam. Lily. So Nilotpalam, water lily, blue lily. These are our panchayate, 5 flowers or 5 arrows of Panchabanasya. He is also called Panchaban. Who is he? He is Kamadev and he is coming. Who is the other person standing on the stage? Narada Muni Bajaye Veena Radhika Ramana Name. And Narada Muni is thinking this fellow is coming. He is having khujli in his hand. He is having little irritation. He wants to have a fight with me. Doesn't happen. All of us are going through fight with Kamadev, isn't it? Kam could also means passionate desire. It could mean any other desire also, isn't it? Why Narad Muni is thinking that this fellow is having little irritation and he can do some damage? Because there are 10 effects of Kamadev. What are they? Nayana Priti Prathamam. Second. Chinta sangastatotha sankalpaha. Chinta sangastatotha sankalpaha. Clearly visible? Not very clear? Shloka number 2. Can we zoom in? It's a PDF. Yeah, so also share so that at your own place you can also view it. Oh, this is okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You can zoom in, right? Okay, ठीक. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. That also happens when they are on the stage and some technical difficulty happens. Somebody's dhoti fell down. So they, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hai gayo? Not yet? Nachare amar man, 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 doyal nitai chaitanya bole, nachare amar man, doyal nitai chaitanya bole, nachare amar man. Maybe we can hear and say together, Nayana Priti Prathamam, Chinta Sangastato, Atha Sankalpaha. First there is Nayana Priti. You saw an object and there is attraction through the eyes, isn't it? Then Chinta Sangas, there is Chinta, anxiety, whether I'll get that object or not, isn't it? You went to some place, somebody displaced his FSD. An FSD? Fully self-driving Tesla. Then you are thinking about it all the while. Chinta sangas. And then what happens? Atha sankalpaha. Sankalpa means firm desire that I would want it. After that, what happens? Neend ud jaye. Nidra chedas. Tanuta vishaya nivritihi. Trapa nap. Up. So then, fourth effect is neend chali jaye, nidra chedas. Dream only we are sitting in front of the FSD and chanting and looking, what wonderful, now I can chant while driving or while it driving. Nidra chedas, tanuta, weakness, because we are thinking of that object, right? Have you observed that? If you are in too much anxiety, and the face can indicate, the body can indicate we are thinking about something. Vishaya nivriti. Anything else other than Tesla we forget. Vishaya, other Vishaya nivriti. And trapa napa. Trapa means the shame. That also goes. Maybe we are standing in front of the store and ogling at Tesla. Who knows? Now we are creating a fun of Tesla. I'm not doing the ad. But it can happen for any object or any person. Just think about it. Unmado murcha mritihi. Unmado murcha. Ityetas smaradasha. Dashaiva syuhu. Then the eighth effect is unmad, madness. Ninth is murcha, fainting. And finally, mritihi. Some Acharya says, Mriti, Mrityu. Jiva Gosvāmī says that perhaps, just like when gopis were hindered to go to the forest, what happens? Tad bhavana yukta dadyur milita lochana. The gopis itself, some of them left their bodies, isn't it? Vishnu Chakra Thakur says that, no, don't talk about Mrityu is inauspicious. It is like almost the desire to leave the body. Whatever it is close to that feeling that I cannot live, isn't it? Kam does all of these things. And Narad Muni is saying, I cannot take a fight with him. Why? Why? Because one fine day he was defeated in a very indirect way. Why was Narad Muni defeated? Narad Muni is such a personality, isn't it? He was doing a lot of tapasya. Indra became insecure. Often it becomes like that, isn't it? This quality, or rather the bad quality, is called asuya. Asuya, we have heard of anasuya. Anasuya is one who has no asuya. And what is asuya? Parodaye dveshaha. Somebody is going up, pull him down. Because the heart has insecurity, isn't it? Otherwise, if the heart is secure, whoever goes, okay, go ahead. Jamvan never had insecurity, isn't it? He always fanned the spark. So Nindra was little bit insecure. So he sent all the troop of people to allure whom? Narad Muni. And the head of the troop was this same fellow. Who was he? Kamadev. Kamadev tried all his arrows. Nothing happened. So finally he bowed down to Narad Muni and said, aha, you won. Now Narad Muni conquered Kamadev. Really? Not really. Because he had gotten the tinge of pride that I have conquered Kamadev. So he went around and went to Lord Shiva. And in a very interesting way said, I shouldn't be saying this, but what to do? It's a matter of some consideration, and it's all because of mercy of others, but let me tell you, I defeated Kamadev. Bhagwan Shiv also detected the pride. He said, Narad Muni, that's great thing done, do all the thing, but don't tell this to whom? Vishnu. Because Vishnu never likes pride in the heart of the devotees. Narad Muni went and he forgot the instruction because a lot of khujli was happening in the heart, isn't it? Pride does khujli. And these days, just think about it, it's very, very easily available, isn't it? In the earlier days, we used to have Chirkut. You know Chirkut? Orkut? Orkut was there. No Facebook was there. We used to call him Chirkut. Orkut. You know Orkut? The Adyacharya of Facebook? Before Facebook, there was Orkut. We used to call him Chirkut. It had such a, if you look back now, it has such a primitive interface. People say, forget about it, we'll talk one-to-one. Huh? Now we look about that. But those were guardrails automatically set the other time that we won't release out the khujli of our heart to profess our pride, isn't it? But nowadays, isn't it easily available? Don't they say that everybody has a pulpit and everybody is a pastor? Think about that. Social media, everybody has a pulpit and everybody is a pastor. So one can release easily, right? Oh, feeling blissed out. Krishna just came into the dream. Haribol. Once it is done, it is done. So Vishnu detected it because Narad Muni in a very roundabout way said that Vishnu Bhagwan, it's all your mercy. If you are not merciful, what can a humble jiva like me do? And because of your mercy, I defeated the Kamdev. Hari Bol. Vishnu said, something must be done. So, we know Vishnu, right? Daivyesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya. So Narad Muni did Tata to Vishnu. Vishnu also said Tata to Narad Muni. Narad Muni went and Vishnu created an entire beautiful city where the Rajkumari of that city was going through a Swayamvar. And Narad Muni thought, interesting, time for graduation. And he said, but who will marry this Babaji with Veena? Guitar is also not there. See, we are not making fun of Narad Muni, but the point we are trying to create. This story is narrated by whom? Any guesses?
Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva in Tulsidas Ramcharitmanas. One more reason from different Puranas it is sourced, right? One more reason for Ram's birth. Narad Muni says, better, the best roop is of whose roop? Hari, Vishnu. So he goes to Vishnu and says that, Vishnu ji, you have at least 16,108 wives when you come as Krishna avatar. In Vrindavan we say that in Krishna avatar we have Jhara Bhandara. So there is something called Kupan Bhandara, which is like RSVP Bhandara. If you RSVP, you'll get prasad. That's like coupon. So they distribute coupons. You can't go there. They will ask, Parchi hai? Parchi means coupon. No coupon, nothing you will get. But there is something called Jhara Bhandara. Everybody is invited. So Thakurji's Leela is Jhara Bhandara. Anybody is invited. Whoever saw Ramji and expressed himself or herself, Ayodhya Vasis, Mithila Vasis, Dandakaranya Vasis, Ramji said, Jhara Bhandara will happen next. You are invited to come. So Narad Muni is saying that you have so many. Can't I get one? Give me your form. Hari said, I'll give you Hari's form. But the problem is, Hari in Sanskrit can mean 14 different things. It can mean Hari, it can mean frog, it can mean monkey. So which face Narad Muni got? The face of monkey. However, nobody got to know it. So that is Vishnu's Maya, right? Matrix. Somebody knows it, somebody doesn't know it. So he goes there, nobody knows about it, but there are only two persons who have come into the Swayamvar. These are Ganas of Shivji. And they are gaslighting. You know gaslighting? They knew Narad Muni, he is Narad Muni, has become Hari with the monkey's face. So they are talking amongst each other, sitting next to him. Aho Rupam, Aho Rupam. Pakke se, 100%, 108% Swayamvar will go to him only. He'll be the Swayamvar. And Narad Muni is thinking, you know, when the pride comes and then when it becomes more, little people, small talk, they will get to know what happened. And the Rani comes, Rajkumari comes. See, they say, love or hate, don't just ignore. Don't they say like that? Love or hate, don't ignore. Because ignoring is very painful. And she didn't even look at his side. She thought maybe somebody is like prankster, got a mask of a monkey and has come there. She didn't even look. And as she went ahead, Vishnu came as a nice dulha. The Varmala went into the neck of Vishnu and they lived happily ever after, except one person whom? Narad Muni. And these two Shiv Ganas who knew what is going to happen, they are doing bye-bye to him. And then by doing farewell, they do further gaslighting. What? Maybe you want to check your face in the mirror. Tata. And Narad Muni then realized, maybe I should see whether the hairstyle was nice or not. Problem is that he figured out he is a monkey. And he cursed Vishnu. First, that you have taken this roop, you have to come in this roop. Vishnu said, Tathastu. He came as Ram Bhagavan. And Narad Muni said that you have made me monkey, you have to take help of monkeys. Tathastu. Who was the best servant of Ramji? Ram duare tum rakhware. Correct? Hot na gya benu paisare. He is the keeper of the gate to enter into Ram's kingdom, isn't it? But no sooner he gave the curse, he figured it out. He has been wronged. Or he wronged so many other people. Where are we sitting? Of course, ISKCON Towaco, but in our minds, where are we sitting? In Vrindavan Research Institute, on the grass, or maybe it's a fresh grass, and then we are looking at the stage. Kamdev is in front of Narad Muni, and Narad Muni is loudly speaking. There is a mudra also in stage where you do some mudra, which means the person is talking to himself. Because if the person is talking to himself on the stage, he must really talk, right, for us to know whether he is talking. So there is a mudra also. So he is doing a mudra and letting us know his previous life or his previous experience. So he thinks, Baba, I will not do any fight with him. So he tells him, you only one person you can fight. And he is available nearby because it's Sharat Purnima night. Who is he? Madana Gopal, Madana Mohan, isn't it? Or Shri Krishna. Why he is talking about? Because on this night, Krishna does some magic. Shloka number 3 to 5. This is the beginning shloka of Rasa Panchadhyay, isn't it? We talked about yesterday, this Bhadra Purnima, and often we distribute Bhagavatam telling people that Bhagavatam is Krishna's Vangamaya Vigraha. All the cantos are the different limbs of Krishna. Face is the 10th canto. And the smile is the Rasa Panchadhyay. 5 chapters. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. And smack in the middle, 31st chapter, we know what is that? Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Nantiye Bhurida Jana Gopi Geet, which we sing in front of Gopishwar Mahadev. So these 5 chapters, they begin with this verse which is like predicting the defeat of Kamdev. What's this verse? Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Can you all clearly see? Not really. It's, oh, okay, sorry. See, Shri Badarayani Ruvacha. Bhagavan Pita Ratrihi. Sharadot Pulla Mallikaha. Viksharantum Manaschakre. Yogamayam upashritaha. Bhagavan api, he is Bhagavan, having all the opulences. Jai Jai Shri Shri Srinath Ji Bhagwan ki Jai. Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Ram Darbar Ji ki Jai. So Bhagwan api, he is Bhagwan. And wait, Lakshmi Narasimha Dev Bhagwan Ji ki Jai. So he is Bhagwan, still seeing these beautiful nights, Sharadot Pulla Mallikaha, where the Nav Mallika is getting blossomed. He thoughts, Viksha, seeing Rantum Manaschakra, he made up his mind to call his bestest of the devotees, isn't it? And How? Yoga Mayam Upashritaha. He took shelter, or he came under the influence of his own Leela Shakti. All Leela Shakti is doing it, right? And Kamdev comes and says, let's have some fight. Krishna says, you have two options. First with parental control, second without parental control. First with parental control means we will fight in a closed door. Nobody would be there. No fragrance, no light. It will be like a pathetic, dingy scene. Or the second, without parental control. This beautiful night. What happens in this beautiful night? Tado durajah kakubha karair mukham. Tado durajah kakubha karair mukham. Prachya vilimpan arunena shantamaihi. Prachya vilim arunena shantamai. Sacharshani namudagachucho mrijan. Sacharshani namudagachucho mrijan. Priya priyaya eva dirga darshanaha. If we meet our near and dear one after a long time, isn't it? What do the moms do when the kids come from the college? They do like that, right? Okay, or if you meet on Holi, Burana Mano Holi, you take color and put it on their cheeks, isn't it? That's what the poet is giving the analogy. He's saying just a lover, when he sees the beloved, here, Uduraj. Who is Uduraj? The moon. Moon has his rays. Now rays means kar, and kar means hands also. So moon's hands are moon's rays. With the rays, it is doing what? Coloring the prachya, the eastern direction, with all the redness, isn't it? So Krishna says, without parental control, everybody is coming. And man, more also. Drishtva kumudvantam akhanda mandalam. Drishtva kumudvantam akhanda mandalam. Ramananabham navakunkumarunam. Ramananabham. Shloka number 5. Is it there? Not yet. Not there? Oh, this particular verse maybe has got messed up. Okay, fine. Together. Vanam chatat komalagobhi. Ranjita jagau, ranjitam jagau, kalam vamadrisham, manoharam. Seeing this beautiful night in which tat komalagobhi ranjitam, the night was light, enlightened by the beautiful rays of the moon, Krishna played flute. All parental control lost, right? Because he can attract anybody. But he especially played Vamadrisham Manoharam. In Venugit it is Sarva Bhuta Manoharam. Everybody was attracted. Here who was attracted? The bestest of the devotees, the Gopikas. So the Kamdev thought, Arey, easy victory? But what happened? No sooner he picked up his 5 arrows. You remember the 5 arrows? Arvind, Ashoka, Mango, Navamallika, and last was Nilotpalam, blue lily. He trembled, fell down, Dharashai. The Madan was defeated by Krishna. So Krishna became what? Madana Mohan. He is Madan Mohan because on this night, even when all the facility was available to whom? Madan defeated. And Bhagavatam helps us stop at this particular moment and look not at the world, but at the person who defeated Kam, isn't it? That's the beginning of Sambandha, isn't it? Kam makes us attached to the world. We move away from Kam to Krishna. That's the first step in Sambandha, isn't it? This is called a Roop Madhuri. Oftentimes Bhagavatam stops to tell us, look at Krishna, look at Vishnu. Haven't you seen it? Sometimes we get bored. We take 10 pages and flip like that. Again prayer came. Again Roop Madhuri came, isn't it? Where is the plot? Where is the story? But it is meant that we stop at this position so as to we see, isn't it? Why do we put deities and the pictures in our home? To observe that Rupa Madhuri. His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu says this Sutra, KTTVG. Keep the transcendental vibration going. Maybe we can have one more. KTTFA. Keep the transcendental form around. All the transcendent form. These pictures, deities, isn't it? And people have gotten essence just by talking to the deities. Just sit in front of them and chant. Best talk is what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Acharyas will use particular words about Rup Madhuri again and again. One such verse is 3-12, where it talks about Param Padam Bhushana Bhushanangam, that Krishna's body decorates the Abhushan, not the other way around. Krishna's body decorates the ornaments, not the ornaments decorate his body. Again and again, Rupa Goswami stops to talk about the beauty of Krishna. He talks about that Krishna has waves of beauty emanating from his body. Now, this is 4-dimensional beauty, right? We have looked at 3-dimensional beauty, correct? What about this 4D beauty? Waves. We may only get waves of sweat. But Krishna has waves of beauty coming out. And so, Kamdev now is also defeated. And he is looking at Krishna and inviting us to also look at Krishna. So we are sitting in this Vrindavan Research Institute and Krishna is playing the flute. How is Krishna looking like? He's looking like this. Do you have the song one already? Sudirghanetra pankajam, Sudirghanetra pankajam, Shikhi shikhanda murdhajam, Shikhi shikhanda murdhajam, Ananga koti mohanam, Ananga koti mohanam, Namami nandanandanam, Namami nandanandanam. Keep playing. Who is Nandanandanam? Jiva Goswami, Krishna. Jiva Goswami loves this word. Vallabhacharya and both Jiva Goswami describe Nanda Nandanam in a very interesting way. Of course, he is the one who is giving pleasure to Nanda Maharaj. But another meaning of Nanda Nandanam is Anandam api yaha nandayati. One who gives pleasure to pleasure is Nanda Nandan. One who gives pleasure to pleasure. So Jiva Goswami likes this word a lot. And he is what? Sudhirgha netra, long eyes like Pankaj. Shikhi. Shikhi is on the edge. Shikhanda means the peacock flower. Murdhajam, there is a knot here. If we read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we'll see that all the bun styles have come from Krishna. Not here, or the Veni here. Rupa Goswami mentions 3 styles of Krishna. And Ananga Koti Mohanam, he has not defeated only one Kamdev, but many Ananga. He is called Ananga because Shivji burnt him, so he had no Anga, so he became Ananga. And he is our Nandanandanam, isn't it? Sunasikagramaktikam swachandadanta panktikam, Sunasikagramaktikam swachandadanta panktikam, Navambudangachik Kanam, Navambudang Chekanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Namami Nandanandanam. Sunasikagra Moktikam. Moktikam means the dangling pearl at the front of the nose. That's the fashion. He started it, right? It's in vogue these days. Who started it? Thakurji started it. And Swachanda Danta Panktikam. He is transcendental and his dental geography is perfect. Swachanda Danta Panktikam. And Navambudanga Chikkanam. Now what does Chikkanam means? Huh? In Hindi, what do you call? Chikna. So Chikkanam, his skin is like what? Velvet? Oh, everything will be defeated. So soft like Nav Ambuda. Ambu means water, Da means giving, Ambuda is cloud, Navambuda is fresh cloud. And now he is doing Karena Venuranjitam Gati Karindra Ganjitam Kare Venuranjitam Gati Karindra Ganjitam Dukula Pita Shobhanam Namami Nandanandanam Dukula Pita Shobhanam Mi Nandanandanam. Dukula, the silken cloth of Pitambar he is wearing. Karena Venu Ranjitam. In his hands, Venu is there, but he is like Gati Karindra. His Gati is like mad elephant. The lord of the elephants, Indra, Karindra, right? So who is looking at whom? Kamdev is defeated, isn't it? And he is inviting us to look at this Roop Madhuri of Thakurji. These songs, these prayers, these stopovers or punctuations to talk about Rupa Madhuri are not fillers. You know, they are not those songs where the director thought what to do. Let's put a song with 64 times Aati Nahi. And then, why? What's the purpose of those songs? Nothing purpose, it's just filler. These are not fillers. Why? Because these are digested realization of the saints. There is something called Pratyaksh, which means we see it. There is something called Paroksh, somebody tells us, but we haven't seen it, isn't it? But something is called Aparoksh. Aparoksh means realized knowledge. Pratyaksh, Paroksh, Aparoksh. These songs and what we'll sing like this Nandanashtakam, Nandanashtakam, and other songs are all what? Aparoksh, direct smoothie. No gutli, isn't it? Direct digestible. So, now, who is looking at whom? Kandarpa or Kamadev is looking at Thakurji. And the director behind starts his song. What has happened to Kamadev? Dekho mai सुंदरता को पुंज देखो माई सुंदरता को पुंज देखो माई सुंदरता को पुंज देखो माई सुंदरता को पुंज. Keep playing. What is punja? Prakash, thasa-thas they call it. In Rajasthan we have something called dal bati. A bati is what? Some of the batis are like cricket balls. Throw at a person, he will be dharashai. Because it is so thasa-thas with wheat, no ghee will go inside. And the person who has made has to break it. So they discovered another recipe of bati. Ubal ke bana diya bafla. Thasa-thas, isn't it? Have you seen those, we used to in India call gudiya ke baal. Sounds familiar? Those are those candies. Why they call it gudiya ke baal? These are the sugar candies, right? Huh? Mataji saying buddhi ke baal. At least I was little generous, gudiya ke baal. Kuch to honge. So it is those sugar thing, right? You eat from all the sides, it would be what? Sugar, isn't it? Thasa-thas sugar. That's also Thakurji, isn't it? Thasa-thas Anand. They say Brahman, Jeev is Chit. Chit, right? Brahman is Chit Ghan. Thakurji is Chit Ghan Vishesh. He is special Chit Ghan because he has Shaktis also. He is full. So what is he talking about? Sundarta ko punj. From wherever you look, it is Sundarta only. Isn't it? Now when devotees or when people are going in the airports and they enter the restroom, So people are trying to find out which angle they should look in the mirror so that they can figure out they are looking good. Have you seen it? We find to figure out one particular angle where we look good. Because we are not Sundarta ko Punj. It is Sundarta, as Brajbi said, Nak su Sundarta. Little bit. अंग अंग प्रति अमृत माधुरी अंग अंग प्रति अमृत माधुरी देखी मदन भयो लुंज देखी भयो lunj. This is again Braj Bhasha word. Punj, lunj. What is lunj? That is after you have danced for 3 days in sadhu sangha and you come home and what happens? Lunj, dead fully, isn't it? So next time you know somebody is ye ho gaye lunj. So Madan became lunj. In Hindi we have a word for it. We call it Marial. Almost dead, isn't it? So he was Dharashayi. Why? Nakh sikh subhag singar banyo hai. Nakh sikh subhag singar banyo. Sobha mani gan runj runj. Sobha mani gan runj runj. Yashoda Maiya and the Sakhis and the Sakhas won't want to leave the opportunity to decorate every anga of Thakurji. Nothing should be remaining. This is remaining, they'll put something. Isn't it? That's the opportunity. And some of us also do it, right? When we are on the altar, we put so many gopi dots. Well, is it face or the gopi dot? Because that's the opportunity. So he is decorated in such a manner, plus his mani gana, this is the ghunguru, is doing what voice? Runjhun, runjhun. And just by voice, that voice itself, Madan is lunj. Chaturbhuj Prabhu Giri Dharan Lal Sir Chaturbhuj. Giri Dharan is here. लाल से लाल टिपारो गुंज गुंज लाल टिपारो गुंज गुंज. Giridharan lal sir. We have seen Girdhari. He has this thing, right? In South India. Anybody from South India here? No. Okay. There is non-zero number. So we have Andal. She had a Gonda, right? She has a Gonda here. So, Gondai? Kondai. Well, depends on you're from Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. I think the pronunciation differs. Kondai. Okay, Kondai. But sound same. And for Srinathji, if you see, they put like, you also call it Kondai for Srinathji? Well, it is called Tiparo. Tipara. And on this we put Gunjamala, isn't it? Because there is a reason, a secret reason. Gunjamala is recognized in our Gaudiya literature representing Radharani's Charan. So that's a confidential reason why we put Gunjamala up there. But the thing is, he is defeated. Who is defeated? Madan is defeated. And we see these words of Braj Bhasha, Gunj, Runj, Punj. There is one more word which will blow your minds apart. If I have not told yesterday, perhaps I didn't tell. In winters, if you go to Vrindavan, you will be committing a big crime if you will not wear thermals. We call it innerwear, right? The warm clothes, because Vrindavan sardi gets into your bone. It's even worse than perhaps Antarctica's sardi. So we have to wear inner wears, right? The warm woolen clothes. You know what it is called in Braj Bhasha? It's almost like this. Tiparo, lunj, gunj. It's called Atmasukh. The Braj Bhasha word for the inner woolens is Atmasukh. Because it's literally Atmasukh. If you don't wear it, no sukh. Than pal. So one fine day we went to a pujari and said, "Are you taking off the woolen clothes?" He said, "Till the time Atma Sukh is there." Which means he showed the Thakurji is also wearing the inner wears. So this is the Braj, and we also say in Braj, Jahan Ram, Wahan Nahi Kam. And Ram is same as Ram Naam. So Jahan Ram Naam, Jahan Krishna Kam, Wahan Nahi Kam. And that's the movement of Sambandha, isn't it? But what to do about Kam? Should it be thrown away? No, it has purpose. It's a sacred principle, isn't it? Are all of us born on the trees? No, right? The Kam has to be utilized so that we get the body, correct? Otherwise, we will not get the body to do sadhana. So many things have to go right to get this body, correct? They call Gati, Agati, Vivek. Gati means coming, Agati, going and coming, Vivek. We know that the body dies and the soul goes to another. How does it come? Exceptions may be there, but generally Vedic literatures describe, it described in 7th canto also, Prabhupada writes in the purports as well, that the soul comes into, by the rain to the earth, then into the anna, and we eat that anna, right? So we might have many, many souls in our body, right? And then that fortunate soul finds its way, isn't it, in the womb of the mother. Imagine we sneeze, some souls are out. Imagine we relieve ourselves, some souls are out. Imagine we vomit, some souls are out. Think about it, how many things have to go right. That's why they say, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now that you have this body, after all the right things happening, think about Brahman. So Kam is a sacred principle, and Krishna addresses this. Can you see shloka number 6 here? You must be knowing about this shloka. Balam balavatam chaham, balam balavatam cha, kamaraga vivarjitam, dharma viruddho bhuteshu, kamosmi bharatarshava. Krishna is saying, I am Kam which assists dharma. I defeat Madan also, but I am the Kam which assists dharma. And when that realization dawns, when we figure out that, okay, we have received the body, and we start asking the question, who are we? Who is he? How are we related to him? That's the beginning of Sambandha Gyan. The 3 truths which our acharyas have told us, Sambandha, Abhidheya, Prayojan, isn't it? Why 3 truths? Truth should be one, right? Truth is one. Advaya Tattva. Tattva means truth. Advaya, it's just one. We talked about yesterday the dance of monotheism. What was that dance? Krishna is one. Now we are doing the reverse Bharatnatyam. Krishna is one, but he comes in 2, Radha and Krishna. Then he multiplies into polymorphic Varaha, Kurma, Matsya. Then he expands also as the Shaktis, Jivas, as the Kul Devtas and the Kul Devis, correct? But in the end, it is one Advaya Tattva. So what are the three truths doing here? These 3 truths are meant to realize that one truth only. These are precise development of our bhakti so that we reach that one absolute truth. Today we begin with Sambandha, and the Acharya for Sambandha is whom? Sanātana Gosvāmī. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used him to explain this phenomenon of Sambandha. And well, we can say it is Gaudiya only who did this precise Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. Especially in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu himself says when he debates with Prakashanand Saraswati. Correct? What does he say? Bhagvatera Sambandha Abhideya Prayojan. Bhagvatera. Simple one. Chatusloki te prakat tar kariya che lakshana. Chatusloki te prakat. Keep playing. Sambandha abhideya prayojana nama. Sambandha abhideya prayojana. ए तीन अर्थ सर्व सूत्रे पर्यवसान सूत्रे अवसान. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that these three, Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, it is there in Bhagavatam. Even Brahmaji who spoke Chatushloki, one can expand that, it will mean three things. First, what is your relation? Abhideya, what to do? Prayojan, why to do, isn't it? And Aitina Artha, all these three are revealed in Sutra. What is Sutra? Vedanta Sutra, isn't it? So, he spoke about all these things to all the acharyas, not like only one acharya. I'll speak only Sambandha to you. Huh? Rupa Goswami only Abhideya, no Sambandha to you. Raghunath Das Goswami no Sambandha, only Prayojan. Not like that. He spoke about different things, all of these things to different acharyas, but these acharyas focused on one thing, we can say. And for that, how Mahaprabhu spoke to Sanātana Goswami, we have to go 500 years ago, right? To a jail in which Sanātana Goswami is waiting. Rupa Goswami has escaped. These were two brothers, Dabir Khas and Shakar Malik. Last year when we were having seminar, we spoke in length about what Gaudiyas did, how they came. So here Rupa Goswami has escaped and he is writing something to Sanātana Goswami. He is in the jail. Can you see Payar number 3? What is this Payar? In Sanskrit we have shlokas. For the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the technical word is Payar. This is the meter. Etha gode sanatan ache bandi shale. Etha sanatana ache bandi shale. Shirup gosaira patri oila hena kale. Shirup gosaira patri. Keep playing. The Patri came. What is Patri? Letter came from Rupa Goswami to Sanātana Goswami. And what was written in that letter? If Bhaktivinoda Thakur was not there, we would never know what was written in the letter. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that there was a book called Ud-Bhatt Chandrika. In that this letter was quoted. And Srila Prabhupada quotes this commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and writes this same verse. What was written in the letter? In his Bhaktivedanta purport. And it's very cryptic. It is like, as we say in Hindi, Sayane ko ishara kafi hai. Isn't it? Only an indication is enough. So he said, Yadupate kwa gata mathura puri. Yadupate kwa gata Raghupate kwa gato uttara kosala. Iti vichintya kurushva manah sthiram na sadidam jagadityavadharaya. What is Rupa Goswami telling in a cryptic way? Are, where has the Mathura Puri of Yadupati gone? Where has the Mathura Puri of Yadupati gone? This is 500 years ago, right? So really, in one sense, it has gone. And then he says, where has the northern Kosala, isn't it? Uttara Kosala of Raghupati Sri Ramji has gone. Quite cryptic. Then he's saying what? By reflection, iti vichintya kurushvamana, make your mind steady, thinking that the universe is not eternal. How to understand this? Basically, he's telling, everybody is waiting for you in Vrindavan. Nobody has gone anywhere. So, ishara hi kafi hai. Sayane ko ishara kafi hai. And the rest is the history. Sanātana Goswami runs, isn't it? I mean, lot of dealings happen. He takes the money, bribes the jail keeper, and then he comes to Kashi, Varanasi, where he meets Mahaprabhu, who has already returned from Vrindavan, isn't it? And what does he do, Sanātana Goswami? First thing he teaches about Sambandha, even before teaching about Sambandha, is humility. What is he talking about to Mahaprabhu? I do not know what is beneficial for me. People think me a learned scholar, and I am also thinking myself as such. Look who's talking. Sanātana Gosvāmī, his Guru Vargas only, if we hear their names, he mentions about his Guru Varga in Vaishnav Toshini. He says Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, ityadi, ityadi, ityadi. Even before he came in association with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was writing poetry. Recently, it was figured out, he wrote a commentary on Kalidas's works also, Abhigyan Shakuntalam. Rupa Gosvāmī, Kalidas wrote Meghadutam. Rupa Gosvāmī wrote Hansadutam. This was even before they were kind of known as Dabir Khas Sakar Malik. And who is it? What is he talking about? Hum to Thantan Pal. We have nothing to know. So what is happening? Before even teaching about Sambandha, he is teaching even the Sambandha before the Sambandha Gyan is Dainya. Because first thing humility does is, I am insignificant. And the second thing does is, I need to establish relation with Krishna who is everything. So what's the first thing? I am insignificant. Second, Krishna is significant and I too need to develop relationship with him. If the first step is not there, can we develop relationship? No, right? If I am standing near Prabhupada, near altar, carrying a mala thinking that I am big, then one sannyasi would say Krishna will look at that mala as cobra, anaconda. Not fun to put python in your neck, isn't it? So, he is teaching this humility. Keyami, kene amai, jare tapatray. Why I am suffering so much? Not all people ask this. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wrote a nice funny story about it. He calls it 50 paisa circus. Why 50 paisa? Because there was a line outside this circus, pay only 50 paisa. You know 50 paisa? Athanni. Nowadays nobody, even if you give to a beggar, he'll give you 1 rupee. Take it. I pity you. So 50 paisa circus. Only issue is, one person has to enter inside. 2 people will not. Perhaps they were following Vrindavan. Prem gali ati sankari, jame bhaya na dou. Only one. But what happens when the person pays 50 paisa and enters inside? They close the door and left and right, up and down, dhulai. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said it was circus only in the name. This person was made into circus. He would get beaten from left and right. He would be bruised, black and blue. And he would come out. And people would say, how was it? Badhiya. The second person also went inside. And then what happened? Left and right, up and down, all around what? Dhulai. He also came out. They said, what happened? He is in so much ecstasy, he is not even able to speak. Nobody is accepting it, right? Nobody is accepting. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes this short story. It's almost like a flash fiction. You know flash fiction? जोर का झटका और जोर से लगे. जोर का झटका धीरे से लगे, but जोर का झटका और जोर से लगे. Flash fiction. Story begins, ends. And you figure it out. They used to have, right? बूझो तो जाने, paheli. So, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writing in the purport to this story comes in Upakhyane Upadesh, the illustrated advice. He is telling nobody is asking about it. Isn't it? Everybody is suffering, but nobody is asking. Everybody is having fallible affiliations, and therefore they become infallible afflictions. Fallible affiliations, they become infallible afflictions. So, first lesson which Sanātana Gosvāmī is teaching before his teachings have begun is Dainya. And now Mahaprabhu begins his teachings to him. Are you all with me so far? And we know this verse, right? Jivera swarupa hoy Krishner nitya dasa. Jivera swarupa hoy Krishna. Correct? Krishnera tatastha shakti bheda bhed prakasha. Krishnera tatastha shakti bheda bhed prakasha. Suryamsha Krishna jaiche agni jwala chaya. Suryamsha kiran jaiche agni jwala chaya. Swabhavika Krishnera teen prakar shakti hoya. Vika Krishner teen prakar shakti. Teen shakti? Correct? Maya Shakti, Bahirang Shakti. This is your laptop today. Bahirang Shakti, Antarang Shakti, and the Tatastha Shakti, which is Jeev, right? Therefore, one can get swayed, isn't it? And he is telling what? Krishnera Swabhavika Teen Shakti Parinati. Krishnera Bhavika Teen Shakti. We know this. चेत शक्ति, जीव शक्ति और माया शक्ति. चेत शक्ति, जीव शक्ति. And the default choice is turning away, right? General weakness of the heart. But when sadhu and the shastra come, like this, Sambandha Gyan, first Gyan, that be humble, figure out it's a 50 paisa circus. Isn't it? साधु शास्त्रे कृपाय यदि कृष्णोन्मुख होय. साधु कृपाय यदि कृष्णोन्मुख होय. सेई जीवन निस्तरे माया ताहरे छाड़य. से Maya tahe. Maya will leave that because the person has become Krishnonmukh. Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apnare Janana. Apnare Jana. What? Krishna Mora Prabhu Trata Jiver Hoye Jnana. Correct? That's the Sambandha Gyan. We realize that it was a 50 paisa circus. I have now turned towards Krishna and He is my Trata, He is my Prabhu, isn't it? It takes a lot to come to that, isn't it? It's very, very hard. In fact, even it is hard to make a person feel that he is not the body. Last time we spoke about it. Somebody was doing book distribution. They said, you are not the body. He said, so whose body am I? You are not your body. Are so whose body? Rajnikant's or Amitabh Bachchan's body? Give me the good news. No, you are not anybody's body. You are Atma. Even that is very hard to digest, isn't it? Veda Shastra ko he Sambandha abhide prayojana. Krishna prapye Sambandha bhakti prapte sadhana. Then Mahaprabhu explained to him various forms of Krishna in the 20th chapter as well as in the 21st chapter of the Madhya Leela. These verses are from the 20th chapter. Mahaprabhu gave in the full gamut, full explanations, so that Sanātana, you do something. Do something for what? For the people to come. April 14, in India is Independence Day. August 14. But we are in one day before, right? So August 14. Correct. So on this Independence Day, we are talking about the real dependence, actually. That will make us really independent. And perhaps for this August 15, August 14, 2026, in Towaco temple, Sanātana Gosvāmī was thinking, what should I write? Mahaprabhu has taught him the entire thing. He now goes to Vrindavan. So he is thinking out what to write. He wrote Vaishnav Toshini, Laghu Vaishnav Toshini, the comment, or Brihad Vaishnav Toshini, which is the commentary on the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. People say these are his deliberations, because every one shloka he'll give like 10 different meanings. Why, yadva, or this. And then he wrote Krishna Leela Stava, which BBT has produced. You know that blue book, which is first 45 chapters of 10th canto of Bhagavatam in the form of obeisances. Every now and then Sanātana Gosvāmī will say pranam to a Leela ityadi. And Sanātana Gosvāmī also wrote many things, but he was meditating to write one specific book which will encapsulate everything. One specific book which will be in the form of stories, because we love stories. Yesterday we talked about Mahakavya is required for Mahavakya. Mahavakyas are these simple statements, isn't it? But how to understand them if we do not have a story behind it? Stories are also powerful because it gives us characters, right? We talked about it yesterday. The characters stick in our hearts, whether I am acting as Jatayu or Ravan, whether I am acting as Sugriv or I am acting as Angad. Isn't it? These characters become alive. Much more easier to live our life. If the characters are not alive in our hearts, very hard to say that, Prabhuji, I follow 10 rules. No, we may have to have 10 characters to follow. And these stories are powerful because they touch some deep thing in our heart, some deep conscience. Look at our Bhagavatam classes. Almost all of them are some different versions of stories, right? You have different people. Suppose you are celebrating Narsimha Leela. 7 different speakers will have their own different versions of Narsimha Leela, isn't it? You bring a traditional person, he will say, and Prahlad Maharaj प्रार्थना कर रहे थे और खम्ब नंदन श्री नरसिम्हा देव अवतरित हो गए. Khamba Nandan Narsimha Dev appeared. Bring a Gen Z. Hiranyakashipu will tell Prahlad, dude, is your Lord over there? Dad, he must be there. Can I go ahead? Yes, go ahead. We do it. Some places they were having Narsimha Leela drama. And in the Narsimha Leela drama, they depicted in a very different way. What was the different way? Few people were dancing. And the news reporter comes to them and says that, what's your name? Madhav Das. What's your name? Krishna Das. What's your name? Chaitanya Das. So यहाँ पे सरकार परिवर्तित हो गई है. The political landscape has changed. The Dases have come into the power. And they are doing a dance. So the dance was also weird. It was like this. They were asking, what this kind of dance is this? This is a new dance called Khamba Tod Cheer Far Dance. Khamba Tod Cheer Far Dance. The Lord who has appeared has told us. And they said, what to do? What lesson should we learn? Let's give lifeline to Hiranyakashipu. He's still dead. So they gave some lifeline to Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu wakes up and he's taking his intestines because Narsimha Dev had took it out and he's, rotating like this. So, Bidu, kya chal raha hai? In a Mumbai bhasha, he is giving the lesson. Now, which Puran is it from? Think about it. But still, the lesson is intact, right? So, even if the story is fictional, but complementary to the original version, not changing it, right? We still get the lesson digested, right? Albert Camus would say, fiction is a lie, but it tells the truth much better. Fiction is a lie, but it tells the truth much better. Why? Why it tells? Because it is sometimes meta-real. Now, what is meta-real? What is a real life? You ask a person, Prabhuji, describe our real life. Okay, I wake up. Sometimes my random access memory is hanged. For 10 minutes, I am waiting what to do. Then I get into the toilet and I'm figuring out where is the toothbrush. And then I am brushing. Not interesting, Prabhu, not interesting. And that's why they don't write that in fiction stories or stories, right? They only write the high impactful events, correct? High impactful events. Only those which can create conflict and which can do resolution. What? Conflict and resolution. And that's what is interesting to all of us. So even fictional stories sometimes do like punch like nobody else, right? Like somebody was in Maharashtra, the teacher told, write an essay about Shivaji Maharaj. We all know this story, right? Yes? No? So some kid wrote a 700-page essay on Shivaji Maharaj and the teacher thought, well, wonderful, we'll pass it on to the national essay competition. Such a big tome. So she looked at the first page. What was the first page? Shivaji Maharaj घोड़े पर चढ़े. Amazing! What a flow! What was the last page? Shivaji Maharaj घोड़े से उतरे. Shivaji Maharaj climbed on the horse. Shivaji Maharaj got down from the horse. बीच में क्या किया? वड़ा पाव खाया. Perhaps somebody would write it. But this student had written what? Gallop, 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 gallop. In Hindi we call it tugduk, 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 tugduk. Story ends, but it is powerful. Lives are like that only. Harivamsa Das picked up the mala. Harivamsa Das dropped the mala. Beech mein kya? Tugduk, 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 tugduk. Think about it. Or Harivamsa Das picked up the Bhagavatam. Harivamsa Das, बीच में क्या? तुगड़ुक तुगड़ुक तुगड़ुक. Think about it. जोर का झटका और जोर से लगे. There was one person called Biggs Billy, maybe of your age. He woke up in the morning, found a dragon wagging its tail near his bed. Little dragon. So he went down and told the mommy, "Mommy, mommy, there is a dragon." But the mom said, "What? There is no such thing as a dragon." So, Hriday Chaitanya, right? Like you, Biggs Billy was obedient. He said, if the mommy is saying, the dragon must not exist. So he's changing the dress and going down. But the dragon is increasing in the size. He becomes the size of a bulldog from a kitten. And Biggs Billy sits on the table, dinner table. Mom is feeding pancakes. If you don't like pancakes, think about vada pav or dosas. And dragon is eating away everything. Poor Biggs Billy gets only one. What one? Dosa. The dragon has increased so much, now it is covering the living room. Its front snout is coming out of the front window and the tail is coming out the rear window. So that the house looks like a chatari. Chatri on the dragon. But the mom is still saying what? There is no such thing as a dragon. She is doing all the scrubbanam and mopanam because those were the times where Roombas were not there. So she is doing all the scrubbanam and mopanam by picking up the tail, chanting some mantra. What's the mantra? There is no such thing as a dragon. There is no such thing as a dragon. A vada pav wala comes on the road and the dragon runs. But along with the dragon, somebody else also runs. What? The home. So the home is running. Inside the home, Biggs Billy and mom is running. The father comes home. Where is the home? Gone. So somebody tells, Baba, the dragon took it. Somebody took it. So he goes, finds the dragon nicely munching over the bread and the vada pav. And the Biggs Billy and the mother waiting up in the attic saying, hello. So father climbs up the snout, reaches at the top and says, what happened? Biggs Billy says, there is, mother cuts him off, says, there is no such. He cuts her off and says loudly, there is dragon. No sooner he says it, the dragon shrinks in size and becomes a kitten. Mother puts the kitten on the lap, says that I can like this kitten, but why does it have to grow such big? Great question. Biggs Billy says, perhaps it just needs attention. End of the story. This is a famous children's book called There is No Such Thing as a Dragon, written by Jack Kent. How much important is the lesson? We are also saying, AI people are also saying, all you need is attention. Those who are working in AI, that's how the revolution started, ChatGPT. Attention, that's a technology. We are also saying, all you need is attention. If attention is not given to health, things may grow bigger. But you see the purport? A simple story applicable in different ways. Sanātana Gosvāmī was thinking, perhaps we have to do something like that. And Krishna revealed to him. He revealed to him a story which is a page turner, which is real, which is in the form of encapsulating all the episodes of Bhagavatam. All episodes of Bhagavatam are there. Dhruva episode is also there. Prahlad episode is also there. What is this book? Brihat Bhagavatamrita. Yesterday we spoke about if Vedas are Gaya, Gita is Doodh, Bhagavatam is Adhota Doodh, Brihat Bhagavatamrita is Rabdi. Is the essence. And really, is it fictional? Some people may think, right? Because it's Narad Muni going somewhere, Gopa Kumar going somewhere, isn't it? This book talks about two different odysseys or the journey. One is the journey of Narad Muni to find the best of the devotees. Another is the journey of Gopa Kumar to find the best dham. Where do they reside, isn't it? Is it fictional? No, no, no. Shloka number 8. Bhagavad Bhakti Shastranam. Bhagavad Bhakti Shastranam. Ayam Sarasya Sangraha. Ayam Anubhutasya Chaitanya. Deve tat priya rupatah, deve tat priya rupatah. Bhagavad Bhakti Shastranam. Of all the Shastras of Bhagavad Bhakti, I am this. Sanātana Gosvāmī is writing in Mangalacharan. He writes 12 Mangalacharans. In every of the earlier Mangalacharan, he is glorifying different tattvas, dham tattvas, ityadi, ityadi, Govardhan tattva. Now he is talking about this book is Sarasya Sangraha. Sangraha means collection. Sar means essence. That's why it's rabdi. Doodh, adhota doodh, rabdi. And who has told you about this? Anubhutasya Shri Chaitanya Deve Tat Priya Rupatah. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given that realization. And my brother also. Who is his brother? Rupa Gosvāmī. Best brothers. They keep glorifying each other. So he is glorifying Rupa Gosvāmī, right? And then Rupa Gosvāmī in his Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, when he is talking about Prema Bhakti, in that chapter which has I think 21 verses, 1.4, last but one verse he tells, see how can I describe all these things? My Bade Bhaiya has already described it. So Sanātana Gosvāmī is glorifying his brother and he is glorifying his Bade Bhaiya. He is saying Srimad Prabhu Padam Bhojai Sarva Bhagavatamrite. Everything Vyakti Kritasti. He has described everything in Bhagavatamrit. Bhakti Siddhanta Madhuri. The sweetness of the Siddhant of Bhakti. And which Siddhant primarily we are talking here? Sambandha. Because in the second canto of Brihad Bhagavatamrit, it's the journey towards Madan Mohan, Madan Gopal, isn't it? Gopa Kumar has gotten the mantra and he's chanting the mantra and going towards his Lord, isn't it? And he is having different experiences. In fact, Krishna himself is saying to him when Kumar enters Vaikuntha, what? So far you have not come to me. I was thinking, Abhiyaya, Abhiyaya. You will come in this life, you will come in that life. Finally, I got to get rid of my inhibitions. I became your guru. And I came down and initiated you. Jayanta, isn't it? So what it's explaining about, the relationship with Gopa Kumar is trying to establish towards Madan Gopal. And two things stand out here. Mantra also, Guru Mantra which we get, the Gayatri Mantras we get. But more important than that, categorically in Brihad Bhagavatamrit it is explained, Naam. What must go on? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. He playing. Gopa Kumar is telling his autobiography to another Mathura Brahman. Why? Because Radharani told this Gopa Kumar, who has become Sarup, that you go down, another person is waiting to come to me, to come to Krishna. You go and initiate him or give him the knowledge so that he'll come to Krishna. And when Gopa Kumar comes to meet this Mathura Brahman, he says he is attached to mantra, but he should be more attached to what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the two golden sutras for today, KTTVG, keep the transcendental vibration going, and KTTFA, keep the transcendental form around. These two will help establish the Sambandha. That's what is happening in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. He keeps chanting Naam and mantra and keeps seeing Thakurji and sees, he is not looking like my Madan Gopal. Oh, he looks like Madan Gopal. He doesn't look like Madan Gopal. So that chavi is always alive. And KTTVG is there, KTTFA is there, but the central instruction joining them both or undergirdling them both is Denya, isn't it? In Brihad Bhagavatamrit also, when Gopakumar is just behind Golok, he is in Vaikunt, Narad Muni tells, you can only go to Vraj, to Madan Gopal, if you cultivate utter humility. What? Utter humility. No situation, and it's a tall order, but we get many situations to practice humility in life, right? Already for free. This tapasya is actually much, much harder than the tapasya of burning fire all around and standing, isn't it? Because this is the matter of heart. Somebody throws a word which is like arrow, it pains, isn't it? But the perspective, if it's changed, then that's what is the invitation to all of us. One of the words which Narad Muni tells to Gopakumar is, do whatever using your voice, gestures and thoughts to situate yourself in a low position. We can do it, right? I mean, we can try it. It's cultivable, they say it. We can cultivate it. Just like one saint was going in a car and the car did chapak, those pani ka puddle. The puddle was there and it hit that puddle, and what happened? Direct projectile motion. The projectile motion, right? And it splashed the head of the driver as well as the saint. The driver started hurling curses. The saint said, so long we have received the Charnamrit of Thakurji, today we received the Charnamrit of an ambassador car. Immediately perspective changed. He felt, I am not special. Thakurji is giving, fine. So we say in Braj, kam khao, aur usse jyada gum khao. Fir nam jao. That gum is not bubble gum, huh? Kam khao, gum khao, nam jao, or in the end, naam gao. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. And in fact, that's what Mahaprabhu also says. Trinadapi sunichena tarori vasaheshnuna amani naman dena. Then Kirtaniya Sadahar. Not only him, everybody says. How many are from Maharashtra? But everybody knows about this saint from Maharashtra. Some say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated him in dream. Some say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated him out of dream. Whatever it is, he also speaks about this. Tukaram, he also speaks about the Trinadapi Sunichena. How? Mungi sakhare charava, Mungi sakhare charava. Mungi is what? Ant. Sakharecha is eating the small sugar. Happy. Aao to welcome, nahi aao to bhid kam. She's just happy, isn't it? Not care about who is going up, who is going down. We have an individual relation with Krishna, isn't it? That's the first Sambandha. Otherwise, we'll be lost in somebody else's battle. Think about it. It's the battle which we have to fight. He is not winning with Kamdev. Baba, what about you? Think about it. It's our battle. Lahana parna dega deva lahana deva dega lahana parna dega deva lahana parna dega deva mungi sakhare charava mungi sakhare chara. Keep playing. Lahanapan means smallness, childhood, innocence. Give me that innocence. Dega deva. Airavat ratna thoda tyasi ankusacha mara. Airavat ratna thoda tyasi ankusacha mara. Airavat. Ratna thoda. Now this thoda means small. Thoda, okay. It's Airavat. Some say big also. Thoda, no. Okay, little Ratna. But what happens when a Mahavat sits on the top of him and does like Baith Jao with a little Ankush? जय जय श्री श्रीनाथ जी भगवान की जय, गौर निताय की जय, श्री राम दरबार की जय, लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हदेव प्रहलाद नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की जय. But when the Mahavat sits on him, ठक बैठ गए. An Ankush can control an Airavat, isn't it? जयांगी मोठे पण तया यातना कठीण, जयांगी मोठे पण तया यातना कठीण. Jayangi mothepana. So mothepana means big. So one who thinks himself to be big, taya yatana kathin. Actually they are receiving lot of yatana. Because upar honge to girenge. If you are up, you'll fall. If somebody is down there, always down there, right? So all the good news is we are hearing on Facebook where people are putting that blissed out and blessed may not be true. May not be true, because jayangi mothe parnataya yatna kathina, jayangi mothe parnataya yat. Tu kamane barve jana, tu kamane barve jana, tu kamane barve jana, tu kamane barve jana. Vave lahana hun lahana, vave lahana hun lahana, vave lahana hun lahana, vave lahana hun lahana. Tuka Mane, Tuka is saying, perhaps thinking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trinadapi Suni Chena, that Barave, well, know it is well. Intelligence, people should know it well. What? Vave, smallness of the smallness. Lahana, Huna, Lahana. Desire, smallness, smaller than the smallest, right? Then only we can chant what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Sanātana Gosvāmī wrote this magnum opus called Brihad Bhagavatamrita, putting the smallness of the smallness. Only person who did that can write about it, right? It is whatever you eat, that only would be the dakar or the belch, isn't it? So he lived that life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught the principle of humility through Sanātana Gosvāmī. And he wrote about it. That's why everywhere in Brihad Bhagavatamrita it is somebody's, Narad Muni will go to somebody and say, Tumi ho, tumi to ho. You are the best, you are the best, you are the best. And he will say, not me, but he. What is it? Humility. Gopakumar, again humility, isn't it? And he established not only the book, but he also established the deity, which is this Sambandha deity, and that is Madan Mohan. In fact, he did not. Madan Mohan came to him, right? He was playing, right? Biharat nisadin kunj galin mein. You must have heard this. It's very famous. Madan Mohan was rotating in the bridge Bhumi, and Sanātana Gosvāmī looked at him, and he had all the effects which Madan would do, right? 10 effects we looked about. So Sanātana Gosvāmī had all this Nayana Priti. He could not get the sleep and like that. Finally he came and the first grand temple of Vrindavan was made. Now we have been to Madan Mohan temple. We looked up from the streets. We see that tower. That was not the original temple. Next to it is the elongated temple with Jagmohan, Natmandap and the Garbhagriha. That was the original temple. But it was defiled, and it's a tradition, if the sanctum sanctorum is defiled, the deities must be moved inside from one sanctum sanctorum to the another. So the Garbhagrihes are connected. So as you look up, you see this shikhar, then you see an elongated one, and on the other side you see a gate. What's that gate? That used to be the entry, because Yamuna would flow on the other side. Now Madan Mohan is not there in Vrindavan. He was called Madan Gopal first, because he was worshipped by whom? Advaita Acharya. If you go down Madan Mohan in Vrindavan, there is an Advait Vat, where there is deity of Radha Madana Gopal. He was called Madan Gopal, worshipped by Advaita Acharya, who left it to Purushottam Chaube in Mathura, and from there he came to Sanātana Gosvāmī. And when he came to Sanātana Gosvāmī, from Madan Gopal he became Madan Mohan. Now where is he? Karoli, isn't it? In fact, Madan Mohan has an interesting history in ISKCON also. First deity of Gaudiyas is Madan Mohan, Sambandha, 1580. 1590 was Govind Dev. In ISKCON, the first big Radha or Krishna deity, what is it? It's Madan Mohan. 1968. Many people do not know about this story. There used to be a Sikh from Punjab, from Rawalpindi, Sajjan Singh Saran. He used to have a shop in the downtown area near the 26th 2nd Avenue called Bells of Saran. Bells of Saran. He would get small bells like cow bells and big bells and things like that. He was very famous export business. And Brahmanand Prabhu, Brahmanand Maharaj and Gargamuni Maharaj, they would go there and see a Krishna lying there, painted with dirt and dust. They felt, we want to offer him bhoga. We want to do something about it, but they were very reluctant to ask Sajjan Singh Saran, the founder of the Bells of Saran, isn't it? Interestingly, Prabhupada appeared on this planet on 1896. Sajjan Singh Saran appeared next year, 1897. Prabhupada left the planet 1977. Sajjan Singh Saran left 1978. So some people are planned. What happens? One day he sends his son, immediately call Brahmanand Prabhu. And what did he do? He gave that deity. Prabhupada installed that deity and named him first deity. So he named him Madan Mohan. Where is the deity now? Potomac temple. Worshipped there. So first deity, Madan Mohan. Perhaps Prabhupada was also remembering his first visit to Vrindavan. 1922, Prabhupada met Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Ulta Danga, which is called Ulta Danga because the dinghy is boat, and Ulta dinghy means boat upside down. So the fishermen will keep the dinghy boat upside down. Ulta dinghy, that became Ulta Danga. So one Ulta Danga Junction Road, Prabhupada met, and 3 years later he went to Vrindavan for the first time. And which temple he went to? Madan Mohan. Her Grace Moola Prakriti Mataji was interviewing the pujari who was alive in the centennial celebration. And she asked, what did Prabhupada do? This is 1996. 1925, 1995 or 96. How many years? 70 years later. This pujari told, Prabhupada just chanted. He was living in the quarters near that Madan Mohan and would look at the Jamuna from the top. He did not go to Loi Bazaar. There was no Loi Bazaar at that time also. He went nowhere, just chanted and meditated on Madan Mohan, went back to fulfill the order of his Guru Maharaj, isn't it? So Madan Mohan is special to us in different ways, isn't it? Sanātana Gosvāmī kept walking near Govardhan, wrote these books about Madan Gopal, Madan Mohan, established the deity of Madan Mohan and taught us what? The Sambandha Gyan, isn't it? So perhaps we can end our Sambandha lecture today, Sambandha discussion today, with a Braj song which exactly describes what Sanātana Gosvāmī was doing. What was he doing? Govardhan ki rahi tareti, Govardhan, song 6. Rahi tareti, Govardhan ki rahi tareti, Govardhan ki. And do what? नित्य प्रति मदन गोपाल के, नित्य प्रति मदन गोपाल लाल के, चरण कमल चित लहिए लहिए। चरण कमल चित लहिए लहिए। Govardhan Dhari is there in this altar, and Sanātana Gosvāmī would always be in Govardhan. And what he would do, Nitya Prati Madan Gopal Lal ke Charan Kamal Chit heart lahiye. Put it inside. What does it mean? Should we do a heart surgery and take the... Well, it means service. What does Charan Kamal in Chit mean? Service, isn't it? Service we do while we are there. Service we do while we are up there also, right? What do Sakhas and Sakhis do? They keep running around here and there. So that Radha and Krishna meet, correct? That's how we began the discussion today. Abhisar, making sure Radha and Krishna meet. They are on the stage, we are off the stage, isn't it? Tan pulakit braj raj me lotat, ब्रज में लोटत, गोविंद कुंड में नहीं, गोविंद कुंड में. It's describing the whole paricharya of Sanātana Gosvāmī. He is staying in Govardhan. He is doing the, we say, right, ROTFL. Anybody familiar with that? Rolling on the floor with laughter. But no laughter, rolling on the floor in the Raj, isn't it? Radha Raman, Radha Tila, all these places we go, we roll in the dust. And then if we are tript, we go and take bath in Govinda Kund. Rasik Pritam Hit ki baate, Rasik Pritam Hit Chit ki baate. The author is saying, we have hit chit, which means heart full of love. Hit means love. Hit ki baatein, the talks of love. Well, people these days do the talk of love with Gemini, perplexity, and get perplexed more and more. But there is somebody to do hit chit ki baatein with. Who? Him, right? श्री गिरिधारी जी सो कहिए, श्री गिरिधारी जी सो कहिए, श्री गिरिधारी जी सो कहिए, सो कहिए. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय. संबंधाचार्य सनातन गोस्वामी पाद की जय. संबंध विग्रह श्री मदन मोहन श्री मदन गोपाल लाल की जय. श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. निताय गो प्रेमानंदे. And I am 1 minute before time. That must be a record. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we did Sambandh. Next 2 sessions we'll be doing Abhideya and then Prayojan. So thoughts, comments, reflections, suggestions? Ah. 50 Paisa Circus. Yeah, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's these stories are like almost flash fiction. We have to... So that story meant this person entered inside, only one person allowed. He was beaten up left and right. He came out and people said, what was it? Jai Jai Shri Shri Srinath Ji Bhagwan ki Jai, Shri Gaur Nitai Ju ki Jai, Ram Darbar ki Jai. Prahlad Narsimhadev Bhagwan ki jai. So he came out and he should have accepted, right? As we say in Mumbai, Vaat lag gayi, right? He should have said, but he said, no, everything okay. Second person also went. He is also saying everything is okay. Nobody is accepting that it's a problem there. These are afflictions are there. We need to get out, right? They say in the Sant Bhasha, hum chala lete hain. Like, how would you call chala lete in English? We made compromise with it, right? That's the thing, compromise with it. So this story is indicating, no, we accept ke ami, ke amai trapatraye. Why all these three afflictions? Yesterday you were saying, right? Nothing in the world is kind of, yeah, it will go, it's like a quicksand, it will go away. So like that. So 50 Paisa circus is like that. There was another story in which a brahmachari, a small monk was there, and a guru told, I am going to Himalaya. And the monk said, Arey, leave something, take this Gita. And then he wanted to read Gita, but his taniya, what is taniya? Just like Atma Sukh is the Braj word for inners, taniya is the Braj word for loincloth. So his taniya was bitten by a rat, so he needed a cat. But the cat was making too much noise for milk, so he needed a cow. But who will milk the cow? So he needed to graduate. And the guru came and asked the question, what happened? This story is actually Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's story. It's not about any particular ashram, but it's about how we fail to keep the main thing as the main thing, right? How many things can increase, whether it is this ashram or that ashram, right? Just increases, and the main thing is forgotten, isn't it? So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's stories, it's called Upakhane Upadesh. He did not, this was not compiled during his time. He would use in lectures. After his departure, they compiled him, maybe around 30-40 stories, but some of them are like, they start and end. And you think, what happened, what happened, what happened? Then you have to look at the purport. Yeah, it's available, yeah. Does that make sense? Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Good question. No, it is all circular. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, and we have to come back to Sambandha because sometimes in Abhideya we may lose track of the real Sambandha, right? Like our gratitude to our Guru Devs and Guru Parampara, right? Oftentimes after many years we can say, "Theek hai, we are doing." But then that link is lost. And if that link is lost, this too will get dried up, right? Yamuna Stot, if it is not from the river is not from the source, right? Srot, then it will dry up like that. So we need to do it again and again. That's also possible. That's what sometimes we say, right? Devotees will come, we'll say, well, at least chant. Because dadami buddhi yogam tam. So Krishna will also give the intelligence for that sambandha. And along with that, we also try to have education, right? Siddhant education, so that that sambandha is also made up. Then the abhideya becomes special, isn't it? Does that make sense? Sometimes the link is so much severed that it's very hard to join it. You know, some new person comes up and he or she has habits which are very difficult. You know, if we say anything sambandha, he won't be able to digest it. So we say, Arey, start Hare Krishna mantra. That's abhideya, process, right? So loosely we are talking about process. So what will happen? The purification also will start happen. Krishna will also give little bit gyan. So we cushion it, right? We cushion it around. So that's why we have to have an expert thali mein parosna, we say, right? Put it in the whole buffet. Expert mixture of sambandha, abhideya and prayojan also. We might have to give him a purpose also. But that purpose may not be the purpose we talk about, like Radha Dasyam. That may be too lofty for that person. Some purpose, hey, you'll make your life better. That's also giving a purpose, right? A prayojan. But kind of moving around. So it's almost like juggling, you know, like that. Does it make sense? Yeah. No, I'm fine. Ah, yes, 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 yes. What, how, why? What, how, why? If we can loosely translate that, what, sambandha, I mean, it's loosely translate how you do, why are you doing, that's the prayojan, right? So that's there in life also. I mean, I think there are books on it, right? There is a famous book, Begin with the Why, yeah? Begin with the prayojan, yeah. Very true. So these are actually very broad technologies, handheld technologies, and we can use them to even, or rather, use is not an appropriate word, we can kind of bring them into consideration even when we are interacting with other spheres of life. Yeah. Hmm. Any relationship. Why do you need relationship? What does relationship mean? How would you make a relationship, right? What does relationship means? It's give and take, right? It's not only give, take. It should be two-sided. Why relationship? Because humans are social beings. If the relationship is not there, they will dry. Now, how? How is generally the hardest part, right? Because the journey from what to why. So, how would you make a relationship? You'll spend time, you will think yourself servant of the other person, ityadi, ityadi. So, this is in the case of relationship. Even with work also, you can, why do you need work? What is the work? How would you do the work? Like that. That makes sense?
In general, common example also, right?
Yes.
Those kids who wants to go to this like universities, right?
Hmm.
They study the university a lot.
Yes.
They go around, take the parents, like
What do they call it? Orientation.
orientation. That's like more like a sambandha, like family.
Yeah.
And then they work hard to get an exam and pass whatever scores and everything because they know the
Finally, I will be PhD, permanent head damage. Or permanent humility deficient? No. Paramhamsa Das. Piled. Prabhupada would also use something else. Yes, absolutely. So this is amazing. Some say it's not there before Gaudiya Sampradayas. Of course, in Maharashtra there is a saint called Vopadev. He wrote for the first time. He introduced about. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about rasas. Ras, how there is different ras, mellow, we taste, right? Now you will be tasting prasad ras, like that, different rasa. So Vopadev, I think, wrote something about Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. But in a very categorical, crisp, concise way, I think credit goes to our acharyas, Shad Gosvāmīs. Yeah? And of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these are his verses we recited today, right? These are his verses to Prakashananda Saraswati. So originally it is coming from, we can say, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay? Thank you. More thoughts, comments, reflections?
What about Hare Krishna Prabhu? Really enjoyed.
Thank you.
Although I couldn't understand all the
Hindi
Hindi jokes, but
joke.
it was not all of them, but it was wonderful. Prabhu. Singing, everything was so sweet. Really, thank you so much.
I'll try to Tamil jokes.
The question is on the, I was just saying about the Jagannath Rath Yatra, the people in, who were the people in power in Jagannath Puri, they're saying ISKCON, no, you should not do it.
Okay.
So what is your opinion?
Opinion.
Yeah.
I'm a very tiny person. What will my opinion do?
The Jagannath Rath Yatra, the people in Jagannath Puri, there was some head priest or something, he said, ISKCON, you should not, and he went to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and he said, please do something. You should not hold it on any week except the week. And in South America, that week is like minus 10 degrees centigrade.
Yeah, there are practical considerations indeed. Texas also, devotees were saying that if they do Rath Yatra in the summer, they will be roasted. Arey, forget about them roasted. What about the Thakurji? Right? So certainly there are considerations, and I think some good decision must come out. Whatever this back and forth is also not good. And if you ask me what should happen, Arey, Jagannath should come out, in when he likes, right? In India, there are these cops who are standing and watering it, right? I mean, they may not be possible in Dallas to do it, right? What about in Antarctica, as you're rightly saying? Yeah, However, both sides should meet and come up with, an amicable way of resolving it. This back and forth also, Jagannath is getting pained in his heart, right? My two bhaktas are, or maybe he's liking it, we don't know. Krishna is Jagannath, he's churning all those things, right? Because he likes to come in the center, he's Jagannath. So we don't know. Hope is that there will be meetings and discussion. I think something is going on. And then whatever the higher-ups decide, we'll follow. If we can't go on the outside, we can do the Jagannath Yatra here, in our heart.
If they allow Western Vaishnava, we'll do once a day.
Let's have Prabhuji in the meeting.
So what mood was that? He was not going to Jagannath because his devotees are not.
Yeah, a lot of considerations are there. How can on that one, as you were saying, for the first time when I was talking with Dallas devotees, they told, Baba, we'll get roasted outside. So will this be Rath Yatra or like some other Yatra? So considerations are there, but again, stakeholders also need to talk so that it's not in silos. Yeah, thank you. More thoughts, comments, reflections? Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Any other thoughts? Or we break for prasadam? Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna.